spectacular geographic diversity greets first-time visitors to Atlantic Canada and hints at both the wonder and hardship that its early settlers experienced. The rich history of Atlantic Canada has a pioneering spirit of discovery woven throughout its social fabric. Surviving the maritime elements also carried the reality of constant health challenges that brought another set of pioneering champions to the fore. The medical history of Atlantic Canada has been shaped by a long list of medical heroes.
Most of the early physicians came with the military. After that, because there was no medical school here, physicians came, either those who were coming from Scotland in particular or from the United States. Some were graduates of medical schools elsewhere, and others were physicians by apprentice methods.
Halifax-born Dr. Oswald Avery was co-discoverer of one of the most pivotal discoveries of the 20th century. He and his colleagues, after years immersed in the study of pneumococcus, published a seminal paper first describing DNA and its role in transforming bacteria. This momentous discovery was a foundation stone for modern genetics and molecular biology.
Some of the early physicians really had to make a living. I mean, that's what they're there to do. But also, it was almost, I say, almost like akin to military medicine. There was a lot of hardship, there was a lot of injuries with the sea, with fishermen and sailors and so on. So it was a very tough business from that perspective.
Driven by a love of adventure and a deep conviction to help people in the remotest communities, Dr. Grenfell first visited northern Newfoundland in 1892. Over the coming years, he built a hospital and orphanages and brought significant support to the region from British and North American philanthropists that helped to chart a healthier course and future for the people of the region.
I think healthcare providers in the early days had any number of challenges: access to care, education about health, and that was a challenge back then because of the numbers, the distance, transportation.
Born in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia, Dr. William Findell worked with Wilder Penfield in Montreal in groundbreaking work on the understanding and treatment of epilepsy. A pioneer in the applications of brain imaging technologies, Dr. Findell envisioned the emerging era where technology would play an ever-important role in medical treatment and research. He purchased Canada's first PET scanner, CAT scanner, and MRI to translate that vision into reality and thereby priming the engine of future Canadian research and discoveries. Dr. Clark Fraser grew up in Nova Scotia, registered for pre-med at Acadia, and enthusiastically pursued a career that saw him become Canada's first medical geneticist. He is recognized as one of the few people in the world at the time to think of medical genetics as a clinical specialty. He ultimately became the founder of the Department of Medical Genetics at the Montreal Children's Hospital. Nova Scotia born and raised, Dr. Donald Hebb published his brilliant research on the relationship between mental function and brain structure in 1949. His book, The Organization of Behavior, had a dramatic and immediate global impact on the field of psychology, and that effect drew comparisons to Darwin's Origin of the Species. Halifax native son, Dr. Charles Huggins is historically recognized as one of the world's great applied medical researchers. In the 1940s, his published discoveries related to the effective treatment of prostate tumors armed clinicians worldwide with new life-saving options. The resulting intervention, adopted by practitioners all over the world, has saved tens of thousands of lives. In 1966, Dr. Huggins was honored with the Nobel Prize in Medicine and Physiology. The medical, research, and healthcare tradition of excellence and innovation stands strong on the shoulders of the medical heroes of Atlantic Canada.